Hello, welcome to our part two of the Batman versus Superman review, and we are going to talk about the fight between Batman versus Superman. There's a lot that goes into this. This is a huge deal. This is why we all bought the ticket to see this movie. So, Alex,
Three
what did you
tickets.
think?
3 tickets to say the first thing. I've seen the movie 3 times in theaters.
What's
Not
in
not too
3D?
proud of it, but it once was in 3D. You're
You're
right.
welcome for that.
That's all that matters.
Obviously, amongst all the actors, the characters, all that, yeah, the main selling point of the movie was the Batman versus Superman fight. I love the movie, wanted to see him go at it, and we got that. And I know we can all agree in saying how the whole scene it was shot, how it was portrayed, visuals, cinematography of it, the music of it, everything was great and made it feel like a genuine comic book fight. And I
Hmm.
think that's the biggest reason we all loved it. Now, a couple different aspects about it. Yeah, people are going to argue that Superman could have won. True. Superman really wanted to? Yeah, definitely could have probably just torn him in half and been done with it. That's not Superman, though. On the other hand, Batman totally won. And I'm going to leave
Oh,
it up to Kyle with that.
that's what you're gonna give me with you gonna
That's what I'm going to
you
hand.
just call me out so hard there.
I'm not
This
calling
Okay,
guy
I'm
over
just
Batman
here.
could have lost that fight
letting I'm
instantaneously within the first second if
I'm just
Superman
adding
wanted
fuel.
to. But yeah, Superman isn't a bad person. So he's not out here like, well, I don't know you, so I'm not going to judge you. All I said was, hey, you should probably stop being Batman because you brand people. And I'm not about that.
We ain't
Okay, and
about that
Batman's like, if
life.
it's even a 1% chance, we have to take that as an absolute. It can burn the whole place down.
Batman,
Martha!
Martha, Batman's careful, and I'm just adding fuel to the fire when I say that Batman definitely won. So
I like what you said about it feeling like a comic book fight because it really did, and I think that that evolves beyond just this fight scene. I think that goes to especially the scene where Batman went and saved his mom after the fight.
Such a
That
good
felt
scene.
so. It felt really, truly like comic book Batman, and he had purpose. He had purpose again, and and it was a purpose worth fighting for. And I feel like we all felt that in Batman. He was going at it, and it felt so nostalgic. I mean, Batman goes hard, but Batman doesn't hasn't gone that hard in a couple years. You know,
Like,
like
I don't
he's
want to pull
he has it.
something.
yeah.
Pull the hammer.
But
Damn
now
it.
Batman's out here like 40, 45 years old. Like I'm gonna start working out again. I'm gonna start really training. Like
I'm gonna
might go
pull
dip
this
in the
tire.
Lazarus pit, see what's up. But really though, I do think that it was awesome. It was an awesome fight. It was super cool. Batman did so many Batman things that if you were a Batman fan, you really loved that fight because Batman had so many gadgets and toys. Superman landed and Batman was like, "Hey, sound waves."
Sound waves.
And Superman was
Bet you
like,
didn't think it
"Okay."
was that, did you?
Bullets.
And he's like, "Now I'm gonna shoot you. Just keep walking
Yeah.
backwards. This is all a game. This is all planned. It's strategic and tactical. We will end at the part that I wanted us to end at."
I planned this fight already,
I have a couple canisters. I'm gonna use two. That way I have another one left over.
just in
Because
case
I need to be
something worse
prepared. And
comes along.
that's what I loved about this fight is you got to see the personalities of Batman and Superman fight each other. And Superman just he was cocky. He was cocky in that fight because he knew he was gonna win because he had
He
never
was
been
conflicted.
exposed to Kryptonite before. So why he had no reason to believe Batman stood a chance.
Yeah.
I agree.
So and you could tell that. So he's sitting here thinking in my mind, oh, I'm Superman. Like if I don't kill this guy, my mom's gonna die. But if he kills me, she'll live. So what should I do? Should this guy's actually fighting me really hard? He might be capable of doing it. Should I let it happen? And he's conflicted this whole time, having to think about this. And then Batman takes advantage of that, and he pounces on him, and he uses that kryptonite spear. And in that moment, Superman says, "Okay, that's the decision. Then kill me, but save my mom. Okay, Martha, save
Mar-
Martha."
Martha. Martha.
Say that name.
Why did you say that name? It's his mother's
It's
name.
his mother. Oh.
He's like,
Now
oh, but
see,
my mom's name.
if I could add something to that real quick, when Lois Lane kind of shows up out of nowhere, Batman didn't know she was there.
Nope.
Bruce Wayne would have been like, "Who are you? Where'd you come from? What are you doing?" Like,
Yeah, Bruce
Are you
Wayne's
that
like, wait, aren't
reporter?
you Lois Lane? Aren't you that? Like,
A
yeah,
Pulitzer Prize reporter?
yeah, because he knows that Superman always saves Lois Lane. The world knows that. But, like, he wasn't expecting her to just run up in the middle of the very final thing. He stayed and be like, it's his mother's name. And he was like, whoa, where did you come from? You really
He was
are
like,
Lois
"My
Lane
mom's name is
carrying around
Martha."
Superman.
Essie, what did you think about the fight?
I love the fight. Everybody did. It was gritty. It was raw. It was a great representation too of how Batman and Superman would fight in the comic books. Them doing their thing. Superman's a little, little naive. Little, he's conflicted. He's just like, I don't want to kill you. And I mean, either way, Batman, if he shot a couple canisters, could have killed him. If Superman wanted to kill Batman, just rip the armor off and kill him. But it went down the way it did, and I liked that. It's to quote Batman in the Dark Knight Returns animated movie, in the end, yeah, when we were talking about Martha, Superman was humanized to Batman, and he was like, you're not a man, you're a god. And he was humanized, and he
True.
saw him, and he related to Superman in that instance, and it was like, I will save your mother, she will not die tonight. And then hence the rest of the movie. So it was great. It was awesome. Great visuals.
I really like how you put that. It humanized Superman. It enabled Batman to look at him and not just see Superman. He, at that point in time, he was seeing Clark Kent. At that point,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes,
And
he was.
that's what I love about this movie, because they do a great job of hinting at, there's, to be a Superman fan, you have to love Clark Kent.
yes.
And that is what's the reason we all trust Superman so much as readers, because we're looking at Superman as this is he's already humanized in our eyes. We all know Smallville. We know the tale of Superman. But
Yeah.
Batman doesn't know any of that in this movie. So to him,
yeah.
he must look so alien and scary and powerful. And in that moment,
Terrifying.
Batman sees him the way we see him.
Yeah.
And
I think
we're
that was
all on the
awesome.
same page again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all back into it.
And now
think-
and it's good, because that's the moment when Batman not only becomes looking at Superman humanizing, but now Batman starts, that's the point when he starts back on the road of humanizing himself again.
He gets back in touch with what he stood for back in the past.
Now that he's feeling what the Superman stands for, he's feeling the symbol of hope that Superman is. He's understanding this is just a guy trying to do his best. So
and that went forward in later on in the film, when, spoilers, Superman does die, and he sacrifices himself to kill Doomsday. And Batman, after seeing that, he was like, I need to create the Justice League. We need to come together. And
I mean, I'm out here having premonitions about the Flash telling me I need to bring people together. Clearly, there's these email files. It's pretty. I think literally the dude who yelled at me in my dream, I literally just looked at a video of him. And Superman now died, so I should probably bring these people together, because something's gonna come, and we need to be prepared for it.
I think, to touch back on it real quick, Alfred in the movie, Jeremy Irons, by the way, we all loved him. I already know it. There's no denying it. I think he did awesome.
He did an amazing job.
Yeah, we thought, yeah.
He mentions it to Bruce when Bruce is, first starting to kind of want to fight Superman. He's saying that's where it starts, the feeling of powerlessness, and that's what Batman is experiencing. Batman hasn't felt this before. He's never felt powerless to somebody except for the Joker, maybe.
He just keeps him alive for his own amusement.
Batman's just bored.
Whatever. If I put away all the bad guys, they just all get us, I'm gonna have no more crime to fight. So
recent news, I think all three of us heard about this right about the same time. The full uncut version of Batman vs Superman is going to be 4 hours long. Now, I'm all about that. I mean, I enjoyed the movie enough as it is. Add an extra hour and a half to it, I'm excited. Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for it. I think that this movie felt really choppy, so it'll be cool to see what Zack Snyder felt the full movie could have been, so I could really get to see what he was thinking going into the movie. So so yeah, I'm really excited to see this 4 hour cut. I think that it'll make the beginning flow a lot better, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be good. It will show a lot more, which we would be fine with. I'm excited for
Now,
it.
I know I saw another article, I think on comicbook.com. The director's cut of this movie is supposedly rated R.
I would be fine with that too.
Yeah, but apparently Zack Snyder came out and said that it's not rated R because it's excessively violent. It's rated R because it just happens to be a little more violent than a PG-13 movie or whatever.
I mean,
So
these superhero movies aren't for the kids anymore. It's about our age group around to like 40 years old. I mean,
I
yeah,
don't
the
think we
kid,
should ignore the kids though. I mean,
yeah.
Marvel did a pretty good job of finding that medium.
Yeah, well, Marvel has heroes like Ant-Man.
But they've made it a little bit older too. Kids
Okay.
didn't look at the Winter Soldier and just like, oh, national
Yeah.
security. I'm 12 years old. Like, totally get that.
That is true. National security. I'm all about it. Thanks, Cap.
Man, oh, he's
Hey,
fighting
you won
somebody
that one.
now.
You won.
Who cares about the
You won that.
political intrigue?
Who cares about the
No.
Man.
But really though, at the end of the day, we have to give what our ratings were for Batman versus Superman.
Yes.
So, Jesse, what are you gonna rate it in our 5 star system?
I'm going to stick with my gut, and I'm gonna give it a 3. A 3 is average, and this movie was not a bad movie. The critics were too hard on it. People need to look at it and be like, it could have been a lot worse. It was cut. There was a lot of things that went into it. This was the movie to set it up. They had to do so much. There was a lot of boundaries they had to go around, and I think regardless of that, it wasn't below average of a movie. I think it was entertaining. We all were entertained. It was a lot better on a second viewing. So if you've seen it multiple times, I think it gets a lot better. So I'm at least going to give it an average rating of 3. I was on the verge of 3, 3.5, but I don't know. I think, yeah. So I'm going with 3. I think it deserves at least an average rating. I mean, anything below that, I think is a disservice to it. So.
Fair. Personally, I'm gonna give it a solid 2.5, and that's only because I had such high expectations for it, which is partially a fault to my own. But going into it, I expected a very, very good movie, and I was given a pretty good movie with a lot of cool action sequences, which I'm fine with, and I'm happy with the end result. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with a 2.5.
Well, I have to say, coming into this, if knowing how I rate movies and my rating scale, like there's only one movie franchise that I don't rate critically as a film, and that's Star Wars. So when I look at superhero movies, I try to look at them critically. What was this movie in terms of a film? So when I look at it like this, it was really entertaining. This was a movie for the fans, and this was something that was enjoyable to see and entertaining, but it wasn't that great of a movie. So basically, I would just give it a 2.5. I don't think that it was overall very good. And if you don't like Batman and you don't like Superman, you're not gonna like this movie.
All right. To end it off, I think you guys have a little bit of announcement to make for next or 2 weeks from now.
Oh yes.
Yes, we're going to be coming out next week with a Game of Thrones review. We're going to be talking about how we felt about it so far going into season 6, and then after season 6 premieres, we're going to make a video and we're going to talk about it and just sort of review what we saw.
Yeah, it will be our first into the television universe in terms of Gentleman Critics. So look out for that. I'm very excited. I just started watching it recently, and it's my new obsession. I love this show, and I can't wait to see more of it and talk about it with you guys. And yeah, we will be doing season 6, episode 1. We'll be doing pretty much like little reactions, reviews right after each episode, and I'm excited to do that. Like, I haven't been caught up with a TV show probably ever, so.
And Alex will actually be trying to catch up. He's going to be trying to join us at some point in season 6 while we're reviewing. So that'll be cool to see. This has been Gentlemen Critics, and thanks for watching.